This pretty little stalk of rhubarb is one of the most misunderstood vegetables in the entire garden. Every spring people see it, it's beautiful to look at, but they don't know what to do with it. It leaves them baffled, which is why we've come out here to Calvert's Gift Farm in Baltimore County to learn a thing or two about rhubarb.
Although technically a vegetable, rhubarb has a fruity, sweet tart taste. And it's one of many crops that Jack and Becky Gurley grow here at their 7-acre organic produce operation.
Jack, this is a really nice little patch of rhubarb you got here. I understand it's a perennial. It comes back every year.
It does. It'll last for 20 plus years in one spot. It's relatively easy to deal with. You look for it, it's one of the first harbingers of spring.
Well, we are in spring, but it's a mighty cold day late in April. When are you looking to harvest this?
So most of the rhubarb, it takes until about mid-May before it's big enough. It'll actually double in size from what it is right now.
To encourage growth, they'll periodically remove any seed heads over the next few weeks. This makes the plants put more energy into their edible stems.
To harvest the rhubarb, it's really a simple thing. You go down here and you got a bunch of different stalks.
Oh yeah.
You go down to the bottom and you just pull up, yank up like that.
Now Jack, I've heard all sorts of things about these rhubarb leaves. What's the story on them?
So the rhubarb leaves are poisonous. You don't want to eat those. We'll typically, after it's harvested, we'll go through and I'll break off the leaves and we'll put them right back next to the plant from where they came. And then we'll typically trim off maybe the bottom a little bit, and you have the nice stalk. This is what you want to eat.
And it seems more people are eating it these days.
One of our markets has a definite start time, and they are lined up waiting. Rhubarb is something, it's a seasonal vegetable. It's the only time you can get it.
But before they go to market, many of their vegetables got their start indoors.
Jack, I gotta thank you for inviting me into the greenhouse, a whole lot warmer than the field.
Yeah, much nicer in here than it is outside today.
And there's quite a variety. What do we have here?
A lot of squash, you have a lot of cucumbers, there's some fennel, there's sweet corn, nasturtiums, tomatoes, and peppers, of course. Interestingly enough, young rhubarb.
Really?
This is the baby rhubarb. So this was started back in early January, and then it grows in this greenhouse until it's big enough to transplant in the field.
It takes a full year before it's ready for harvest, so the customers will just have to wait.
We're hoping that we can get to the point where we can meet everyone's need for rhubarb pie.
Speaking of pie, I think it's time for dessert.
Well, Becky, it looks like you've been really busy in the kitchen. What have you whipped up for us?
I made a white chocolate and rhubarb tart.
No kidding, wow. Well, you know, that kind of makes sense because rhubarb is sour and the white chocolate is sweet, so they ought to go together pretty well. Now, is this the kind of recipe that you can use a lot of local ingredients in?
So I had a lot of fun with this. For the crust, the flour came from Meagrash Farm, and the butter came from Clear Spring Creamery. Of course, rhubarb came from our farm. And then there's a little bit of whiskey in there that came from White Tiger Distillery.
And you know what, I can taste it. This is unbelievably good. Can we have the recipe?
Of course.
Well, then we're going to put it on our website at mpt.org/farm so you can try it at home, and I think you should. For the Local Buy, I'm Al Spoler. Joanne?
Thanks, Al. To get the recipe featured in this video, click the link in the description. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss future stories. Thanks for watching Maryland Farm and Harvest.